So, as you can see, I just woke up. Um, so this is one of the major changes that goes from not doing the most productive routine that I can do to actually doing something useful of my life and finding health. Waking up early is probably one of the best thing I can do for working out because I get done with my physical activity in the morning. And that's just the best way I found to be consistent. When I try to do all of this in the evening or the afternoon, it's getting a lot harder to stay consistent. So that's the best way I found. So this is it. Sorry for the bad hair. I just woke up and well, not that anyone really cares about that. So now I'm just going to go take a walk while it's coldest outside, to get a little bit of sun exposure, even though that there's not really any in in Canada in wintertime. But it's better to get a little bit than nothing. So I really thought it would be colder than that. So I'm quite pleasantly surprised. And there's also sun. I don't know if you can notice, but it's quite sunny. The sun is rising right now. We're quite well outside. This is always something that's really good when I start my days by taking a walk, taking a little bit of sunlight. Um, I remember that I was watching a lot of videos about neuroscience from Andrew Huberman. He was talking about the benefits of sunlight exposure. Maybe I can talk a little bit about it in today's video or maybe some other time. But yeah, that's quite nice. I'm just doing a small walk, nothing really too long or extensive. Eventually, if I'm able to find financial freedom in a way or another, I would probably extend that period quite a while, and I would do one in the morning and one in the afternoon, probably after dinner or somewhere in there, because it really it gives me a lot of benefits to engage in those walks. So that's it. I think you can see now that it's quite sunny. I have a hard time just keeping my eyes open. So, but also, it likes it. It makes it easier over time. I feel to wake up early. So today I woke up about at 6:30 in the morning, and eventually I'd like to go down to about 6 or maybe even 5:30. I've never really got a routine of waking up at 5:30, but that would provide me a lot of time to do my projects. What I notice is that uh, it's better to do the hard things in the morning because after that, you're just proud for the rest of your day. Whatever you do the rest of the day, if you engage in distractions or if you do absolutely nothing, just relaxing, you feel kind of good still because you've done what was the hardest for you. And so the trick is to not keep the hard things for later in the day, especially after your energy peaks. But yeah. So Andrew Oberman talks a lot about sunlight exposure, how it's beneficial for humans to get some every single day. So that's why I found a little sunny spot. You can see that it's quite sunny there. So I'm just hanging around in there since it's winter time. I don't have a lot of ways to get sunlight exposure, and when the sun is rising is probably the best moment of the day. Anyway, Today there's quite a blue sky, so maybe I can take another walk later in the day, but no pressure on that. It's only the morning one that I think is very beneficial for me, since I want to establish a routine. And well, it's quite well. The weather is good. I can't complain. So now I spent a little bit of time under the sun. Let's head on back home. So basically, when I go and do my sport, I like to make sure that I have the right equipment and that everything is set up. I received a seat recently and I adjusted it so it's better, but still I need to adjust it better tomorrow. I've got gloves, I've got the shoes that goes in the clamp to be able to pedal faster. I've got the towel to make sure that I don't sweat too much, and the chest band that goes and calculate my heart rate. The application that controls the smart trainer that goes under my bike, and my smartwatch to control everything. So at the start, I don't give myself too much pressure. I'm just trying to get to a good cadence. Now I'm rising. For reference, I'm at 90 watts for target watts, and my current watts is about 92. My cadence stays at around 80, and now my heart rate is going up. I'm almost at 130 BPM now. The heart rate zone I'm trying to get to is zone 3, and if I'm not mistaken, it should be between 133 and 151, something like that. So I'm almost there now. Yeah, I'm there. Now I just need to keep this pace for about 40 minutes or so. So I'll see you later. I'm almost at 1/4 of the way. God, I miss summer. I like riding my bicycle in the summer because I can go outside, get a little bit of sun, seeing beautiful scenery. But when my mind wanders like that, I tend to appreciate less my in-home setup like I have right now. So let's try to focus a little bit more about what's good in the present moment. I'm really lucky to have that kind of setup in home. Not everyone has that. I'm able to monitor everything and ride as if I was practicing for outdoors with my own bicycles. This is my outdoor bicycle. I just clean it up a little when winter comes and I prepare my setup here. So yeah, that's really nice. Also, I noticed that when I engage in cardio activities, I tend to mouth breathe. When I force myself to breathe through my nose, I'm able to lower my heart rate threshold. That means I'm able to put a little bit more power into my legs, so I can invest for future compound interest in physical activity while staying in the right heart zone. So that's a really good trick. What I like to visualize when this happens, when I inhale, I try imagining some kind of white gas, white hair that comes through me and replenishes every single cell or anything that needs air, fresh air to repair. And when I exhale, I try visualizing darkness coming out of me, like a dark kind of gas, a depleted gas that has done its purpose, but now gives place to fresh air. I also try to emphasize when it's getting harder that when I exhale pain away, and when I inhale well-being. That's something that really helped me through cardio, because I know in the first few trainings, it was really hard for me. I was not able to run for more than 1.5 kilometers all at once, so now I've been proving to myself that I can run over 10 kilometers without stopping, and that's really something that keeps me wanting to push a little bit further and further. I've never really put any limit on my bicycle journey, but this is something I'd like to experience with in 2025. Maybe I have some kind of goal, maybe in kilometers, in miles, either distance. or time, or I don't know, something like that. I will need to think about it a little bit. Anyways, I'm at 15 minutes, almost halfway now. Now that I'm done, I can go for breakfast. So I ate Be Healthy sandwich, a fruit shake, and some iced tea. And then I got to work. After that, lunch came, so I talked on the phone for a few minutes with my family members. I also lunched, so I ate a salad with sardines and pumpkin seeds. A lot of the times when I try to eat a little bit more healthily, what happens is that I need to sacrifice the fact that my brain is maybe a little bit less satisfied than before. So, of course, I can eat a fish salad with pumpkin seeds, and this is quite healthy actually for a lunch, but it will not taste the same as a Big Mac. It's totally normal. Your brain wants more fat, it wants more sugar, it wants to survive while on a low calorie diet. And well, we're not in a world where we're on a low calorie diet. Everything is pretty much accessible. We are in the abundance of fresh food, and so that's the price to pay to be a little bit more healthy, especially when you have more weight and you want to lose some. Eating healthily is one of the two main things that you can do. You can engage in more physical activity, but you can also take care of your health with nutrition. And well, that's my plan. It's a two-step process. You eat well, you move more, and with that, I've been able to see crazy results on the short, medium, and long term. So I'm going to do exactly that again and find my balance with health in the next few weeks, in the next few months. It's going to be quite fast, and you will also notice it in my recap videos. When work finished, I decided to write a little bit about today, about what I'm going to be doing in this video. I hope you really like it. By the way, if you're still here at this moment, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. That would be really appreciated. And without further ado, let's get back into it. When lunch came, I went and ate my first salad. It was a salad with pumpkin seeds and sardines, and that was pretty much it. It was pretty good. I think it's pretty different from what I was eating a few days ago or a few weeks ago, because I was eating a lot less healthily, and this is kind of a shock treatment for my body, because he's used to eat so much sugar and salt and fat, and now he's just starving like hell. He's just saying to me, "Hey, get some more calories. You need more." So, well, I can give you a lot of vegetables. I can give you protein, but if you're not satisfied with that, I'm not going to just shove carbs into my throat and take a lot of sugar and fat and salt. So sorry about that, Mr. Brain. Not for today. Then after lunch, I did the dishes. It's important to keep your kitchen clean, right? And I talked to a few people on the phone, and they told me something that I think is really important, is that they thought that my video I did yesterday was a video of me just resigning and abandoning, just not putting effort on YouTube anymore and just putting the project aside. And that really wasn't my goal. I need to clarify. It's just that I want to put a little bit less production value in my editing, and create more authentic content. So just like this one, I want to make sure that there's more authenticity and less scripted content. That was the goal of the message of the last video. Of course, I noticed that especially in the bike section of the video, I was catching my breath a lot, so I cut a lot in this one, but I'll try to cut a little bit less in the future ones. And also, I will create shorter videos, because this one today, it took me a lot of time. I cannot put that much effort on every single one, so it's probably going to look like a little bit more like talking head style video, a little bit like right now, but with a little bit of footage in here and there to make sure to keep you interested at least. So after that, well, I talked about that with them and reassured that no, I'm not stopping. I will continue producing content, just different content in a way. I don't know if I can really find a niche for this content, so I'm probably going to go back eventually. But for now, that is what I need. I need to focus on my health. I need to focus on finding balance in all the spheres in my life. So let's talk a little bit about how I feel regarding the changes that I made. I did quite a lot, and I'm really someone that's just like this. I like to do everything all at once, and that's really how I go through life. When I play a lot of video games and it takes too much place in my life, I like to stop completely and just go in a clean slate. So I don't engage in watching YouTube videos. I don't buy things on Amazon. I don't listen to podcasts or anything else that could resemble a YouTube video. So there's really not a lot of dopamine in my days, but that's the only way that I found that is able to get me to break that cycle of addiction. So that's something to keep in mind. I think it's really important. For me, I like to do things very intensely, very harsh. So there's a big contrast between me week to week or month to month. I do a lot of big changes in my life. Yeah, I wanted to say that I want my process to be a lot simpler than the video I'm doing today. It's taking me a lot of time just taking the footage of everything. From taking a walk to shaving to eating a healthy meal, talking to the camera about something, or filming myself doing bike exercise. I think it's really interesting because it gives you kind of a visual, but at the same time, I cannot sustain that kind of time investment for daily videos because I have a day job, as you know. Eventually, if I'm able to find some kind of financial freedom, I'm going to be able to do exactly that. But for now, I need to do a little bit like more modest type of content. After that, I went back to work. So lunch was over. I went back to work and I finished my shift. Everything went well at work. So I contribute to society. And then work is done. Now I can finally work on this project. I can film myself, edit a little bit of footage, and I decided to write a bit to reward myself. I like writing a lot. I like reading a lot. So that's why I decided to read a little bit. It's a great book I got recently. It's the Almanac by Naval Ravikant, and it's really interesting to see the life philosophy of some people, how they see the world, how they go towards it, and share like very authentically their experience of it. So it's interesting to see how it resonates with me or how it feels off. But I think overall he has a good judgment. He has a whole chapter about judgment. So I guess it's probably one of his big strengths. But yeah, really great book altogether. If you're looking for some introductory work into self-development or self-help, it's really interesting and it gives a lot of resource at the end. I peeked a little bit to see what kind of resources it gives. And these are not common resources that I would really recommend, or because I've never read them and I've never really received that kind of recommendation before. So it's really interesting. It's a new take on the genre. So that was really interesting. I will probably read a little bit more today also. Overall, it's a great light book. It's authentic and there's no real pretension. So I don't know what I'll do tonight, but that's pretty much the end of my day. This is my contribution, and I wish you liked it. Have a good day now.